Good evening, everybody, and happy February the 1st. Wow, time certainly does fly. Welcome live to the AT&T Center, where the Spurs will play their second-to-last home game before leaving town for the annual rodeo road trip. It is time to rodeo San Antonio, or at least almost, right? Tonight, the Spurs will host the Sacramento Kings, followed by the 76ers Friday night, and then they won't play a home game again for about a month. The Spurs didn't hold shoot-around this morning, but players did show up to the team practice facility to get up some shots ahead of hosting the Kings tonight. Spurs forward Stanley Johnson is a great story about hanging in there. Now, in his 8th pro season, the Spurs are his 5th NBA team, and he's grateful for every opportunity they give him to suit up and play.
It's a blessing. I literally thank God every day, and I really I'm grateful to have any chance to play. If it was 2 minutes a game, I don't take that lightly. I really enjoy what I do. I work really hard in the summer, and some days it doesn't. Some years or some days it hasn't came full circle. But to see a coaching staff believes in me enough to put me out there on a nightly basis, I'm really grateful for it, because it hasn't happened to me my whole career, and it could go away at some point in time anyway.
Here's the matchup between the Spurs and Kings, 7 p.m. tip. Highlights on the Night Beat.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
The Dallas Cowboys didn't have to look very far for their next offensive coordinator, because it's head coach Mike McCarthy. Team owner Jerry Jones confirmed that today during his visit to the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. When the Cowboys and Kellen Moore agreed to mutually part ways on Sunday night, it was reported that McCarthy would call the plays like he did back in the day when he was with the Saints, 49ers, and the Packers. Jerry Jones says it just makes sense.
This is the logical step to build on it and use what we've established, or if you will, the foundation of the wins we've got. This is a time for us to build on it, and that's what this is. This is a building step. It will be, I'm sure, with added nuances of the times, but more importantly, the personnel. But it will be, in principle, the way he operated in Green Bay, which I'm sure he'll tell you evolved.
That was Jerry saying that McCarthy would run a version of the West Coast offense he used from 2006 to 2018 in Green Bay. Last night, the Houston Texans announced they hired DeMeco Ryans as their next head coach. Drafted in the second round by the Texans in 2006 NFL draft, he holds the Texans' record for the most tackles by a rookie, 156, and currently sits second as the second leading tackler in franchise history with 636. He's 38 years old with a great defensive mind for sure. His former Texans teammate Wade Smith says Ryans is a perfect hire and was asked how critical it is for Ryans to find good coordinators.
There is no such thing as a great head coach that doesn't have a great staff to support him. They go hand in hand. It's critical that in all likelihood you're going to have a new quarterback for the Houston Texans. So that being the case, you got to make sure that your offensive philosophy is on point. The quarterback coach that's going to be help groom that guy and bring him along, that person's on point. So the staff is absolutely critical to the success for any franchise, but especially this one.
There is speculation the Texans, who own the second draft pick in 2023 draft, will select a quarterback. And by the way, it is Manu Ginobili bobblehead night here. That's got to be a lot of fun for the fans. Guys, back to you.
Anything Manu, they're going to go crazy for.
Do you have one of the bobbleheads?
I don't have a Manu bobblehead.
You did.
I have a lot of bobbleheads.
But not that one.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. Now to a follow-up story to one we first brought you yesterday here on the news at 6. Animal Care Services rescuing 11 dogs that were found chained up out in this cold and without shelter.
But that was just one call. Rescue organizations saying as temperatures drop, the number of reports regarding animal neglect or abuse cases increase. Jonathan Cotto has the story.
Actually, the cruelty investigators, they're constantly busy. They get cases handed to them daily.
Lieutenant Bethany Snowden says winter weather advisories drive up the number of animal cruelty cases being reported.
We have had 317 neglect cases alone.
During normal weather conditions, they respond to almost 100 calls daily.
Everybody's out in the field today to try to get as many of those calls knocked down. But on days like this, we do get overwhelmed with those numbers.
Southwest of San Antonio and Von Army, another rescue organization is also experiencing a high volume of calls this week. God's Dogs Rescue CEO says it's more than just neglect cases adding to the problem.
He's overwhelmed, and it's been worse the last year and a half. A lot of people wanting to turn in their dogs or sending the dogs back that they've adopted from us. It's been really hard.
We're at God's Dogs primary location where they have about 180 dogs who have either been abused, abandoned, or neglected. They have over 600 dogs in their care as a rescue. God's Dogs CEO says that the number of dogs who need help seems to be a problem here in Texas.
Texas is actually number 2 in the number of strays and euthanized animals in the United States. So yes, it is fairly unique to Texas.
She says there are a number of factors that contribute to this widespread problem, mainly the lack of empathy.
We do have an epidemic. It's a lack of spay and neuter and a lack of being responsible for the animals that belong to you.
Both organizations urging the community to help by either fostering or adopting. God's Dogs is currently in major need of winter items that can help keep these dogs warm. Jonathan Cotto, KSAT12 News.
An investigation underway in the city of Pearsall after a pipeline explosion kills one person, leaves 2 others injured. That's according to an official from the U.S. Department of Labor. The explosion happened yesterday afternoon around 12:30. Right now, exactly where the explosion occurred has not been released. The San Antonio office of OSHA also investigating the incident. We're keeping an eye on this developing story. We'll bring you more details as they become available.
New at 6, shootings, robberies, and murders. Those are the kinds of crimes the city of San Antonio wants to target. It has a new 3-year plan to try to reduce violent crime. Garrett Berger tells us what's in that plan, which comes at a time of increased scrutiny over how police tackle these problems.
The plan was created by UTSA criminologists. They and Police Chief William McManus stressing that this is a different approach to policing than the one that ended up with Tyree Nichols dead at the hands of Memphis police.
The plan breaks out to 3 parts, focusing on the short, mid, and long term. The short term's a strategy SAPD has already been doing in similar fashion, focusing on so-called hotspots. Essentially, they find the 100-meter wide grids throughout the city where the most amount of violent crime is happening. Crimes like shootings, murders, and robberies, then bring in police to simply sit there with the lights on as a deterrent. The police chief says it's not about actively pursuing people, like the Scorpion unit in Memphis.
Once the 10 or 15 minutes is up, we go about our business. We go back to our regular assignment, and whether it's on patrol, whether it's safe, whether it's street crimes, they go back to whatever it was they were doing. There is no proactivity in these hotspot areas.
The plan calls for other efforts later on to go after the underlying conditions that lead to crime and focus deterrence of repeat offenders.
San Antonio police plan to host a series of community meetings to lay out the plan. So if you want to hear the details, we have the where and when on this story on our website. Just go to KSAT.com. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT12 News.
Today is the 20th anniversary of the Columbia shuttle disaster. That shuttle crashed in East Texas, killing all 7 astronauts on board and scattering debris across some 200 miles. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood was working in Phoenix at the time and was called in to lead an elite recovery team. He spent 2 weeks combing through dangerous terrain, finding pieces of that shuttle.
So we would go out every day for 10 or 12 days straight, probably cover about 10 miles, where there was a creek, where there was a stream, whether it was a forest.
The discoveries he made helped NASA learn what went wrong to try to prevent it from happening in future missions. Hood told us he feels proud to be a historical part of the reason that space travel is safer today. Let's take a look at an issue out here on the road. 1604 at Bandera here. This is reported as a high-speed crash. And you can see we've got just moments before we took this shot, traffic approaching there, hitting the brakes to let this traffic go through. Obviously, all of this on top of wet roads, making for some dangerous conditions even without this wreck.
Yeah, I think this is actually the service road. The camera's at 1604 in Bandera, so we're looking down at the service road. And yeah, there's never a good time for an accident like this, but when you throw in the weather conditions, and I think 1604 in Bandera is one of those cameras that had the icicles hanging off it. So, yeah, it's a mess out there right now.
And as far as the roads, that's obviously been a huge concern over the last couple of days. So, Adam, let's talk about any issues for ice going forward now.
Nope, I think we're looking good, and we're going to be okay through the night. Even the elevated surfaces should be A-okay around San Antonio. I do anticipate a few additional issues in parts of the hill country. We'll dive into that and those exact locations in a bit. You look at the temperatures, 34 now at the airport in San Antonio. Still some sub-freezing readings off to the northwest. We're talking 32 degrees right now in Bulverde, along with Boerne, even Helotes, 30 in Comfort. I anticipate temperatures warming a little bit tonight as more rain moves in, but still some areas of freezing rain. I'll break that down for you, but I want to point out, by 9-10 a.m. tomorrow, we dry out. And then we actually get up to 47 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. I have some intriguing video to share with you coming up in a little bit, along with how much rain fell and where. In just a sec.
A lot of people today starting their day in dark rooms with cold meals. Tens of thousands of customers were dealing with power outages.
Yeah, as Katrina Weber reports, nature put the freeze on power lines and tree limbs, knocking out the power.
Long before sunrise, dark skies were expected, but dark traffic lights, street lights, and buildings were not. And for many people, that was part of the problem that started off this wintry Wednesday morning.
Yeah, we had power. It was actually flickering.
Brandy Zillish was one of the lucky ones. At one point, though, people in about 40,000 homes and businesses lost electricity. CPS Energy crews scrambled, picking up downed power lines like these near Gilboa and Bandera roads and repairing other problems. In a tweet, the utility said the weather was to blame.
These smaller trees are really not the problem, but this kind of freezing on larger trees and power lines is what CPS Energy says has caused most of the outages.
It was only after Zillish hit the road that she realized anything was wrong.
Oh, yeah. But then I figured, since there's no school today for the kids and
She came out to pay her property taxes, but found all county offices closed. The government got ahead of the weather and the outages here.
I guess, tomorrow, hopefully. Hopefully they'll be open tomorrow.
Zillish easily was ready to put this inconvenience in the past. Others all over town also hoped for quick relief from the power outage problems. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
A lot of people hoping that tomorrow more things will be open. A lot of schools planning to be back to normal. Yep. Because hopefully the weather is going to get a little bit closer to normal.
And as I said earlier, it'd be nice to see the sun.
Yeah.
Haven't seen our friend the sun in a few days, Adam.
Oh, finally we'll get some sunshine. A little bit late tomorrow, but more so as we head on into Friday and all the way through the weekend. And we're going to thaw out nicely in the days ahead. We'll jump into that in a moment. First, I want to share some video with you. This came in from, we have a few videos from our viewers, and this is more than just a dog playing fetch here. And if you could hear the sound, you would definitely notice what's happening off in the distance there. That tree limb coming down right at that time. And that wasn't even the first tree limb that this individual lost beyond the fence of their backyard. And Skywatcher sent this in. You see him on our KSAT Connect a lot. This is a time lapse last night of the freezing rain, glazing the tree and weighing it down ever so slowly. I'll play it for you one more time, but you can see that there. So notice that tree, and it just starts to sag downward as the weight of the ice weighs it down. But let's keep in mind, we did get some needed rainfall, a little bit of a dent in the drought, nothing too significant, but 0.6 since midnight at the airport and about 2/3 of an inch storm total. So we did get some meaningful rain. You look at our temperature trend, 31 this morning, 34 in the afternoon. Yesterday, we went from 32 to 35. We're finally going to hit 40 again tomorrow. And what's important here with our current temperatures above freezing locally, no more icicles on the screen. That's key. Let's talk about rainfall elsewhere. See, the main bullseye was Comal County, northern Bexar County in terms of the heaviest rain and the highest accumulations of actual liquid precipitation. Notice along 1604 on the north side, between 1/2 to 9/10 of an inch. Around the rim, 7/10 of an inch. You get to Chavano Park, same story. Hill Country Village, about 1/2 an inch. Stone Oak near Reagan High School, 7/10 of an inch. So these are good accumulations, especially in some of the most drought-stricken parts of our area, and really some of the most drought-stricken parts of Texas. Even up near Smithson Valley, 1/2 an inch. Parts of Bulverde between 1/2 inch and about 3/4 of an inch. Right now on the radar screen, starting to see a few little returns in the northern portions of the Hill Country, junction toward Fredericksburg, and we're going to see more development overnight tonight, and that's where we could have some additional freezing rain. I mean, I'm thinking for the most part extreme northern Kendall County, so Bernie, you're okay. Bulverde, Timberwood Park, I think you'll be okay. Even up to Spring Branch, I think you'll be all right tonight. Same with Canyon Lake. Once you get closer to Comfort, Kerrville, Ingram, Hunt, points northward, especially Fredericksburg and Junction, that's where we could have additional icing on those elevated surfaces. Unfortunately, the tree limbs that are already weighed down, and even some power lines, possibly even up to about 2/10 of an inch of additional icing. That's not in San Antonio. That is far outside of our area. Take a look at our temperature trend. And I mentioned before, and we've been talking about this for a few days, temperatures should actually warm overnight. We are in the clear. We're not going to see a freeze tonight. Here's our futurecast for temperatures. And by midnight, many of us, even in parts of the Hill Country, Bernie, Comfort, Canyon Lake, Kerrville, could even make it up to 33 degrees and then warm another degree all the way through sunrise. And by 9 a.m., we're talking 35, so mid-30s. And I know that's not exactly warm, but it's a critical few degree jump as we go overnight. And then, hey, back to 40 tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, we're going to be into the 40s. So here's the big picture. You look across the state, and you saw in the national news around Dallas and the issues on I-35 and tractor trailers all stuck and whatnot. Wintry precipitation coming in across the state from West Texas all the way up into Oklahoma. And, of course, we got our fair share of icing. This upper disturbance, it's been slow to move. It was really just over Los Angeles yesterday. Hasn't moved much, but we're on the energy side of it, out ahead of it, which is good for rain. But when we have this cold air at the ground, it unfortunately can make the ice. Well, this upper disturbance is going to be past us by tomorrow evening. So once it's past us, then our conditions improve. We'll have sunshine, and we're going to warm up quite a bit as well. Speaking of warming up, take a look at our trend here. We're 47 tomorrow, near 60 on Friday, then this weekend, 60s Saturday, 70s on Sunday. Talk about improvements.
Bring on the sunshine. Thanks, Adam.
We'll be right back.
In the buzz today, the Powerball jackpot is powering its way to more than $650 million. Nobody matched all 6 numbers drawn on Monday night. The estimated jackpot for Wednesday's Powerball drawing today has grown to an estimated $653 million.
Yeah, that's a cash value of more than $350 million. If there's a winning ticket, it would be the game's 8th largest grand prize. The last time there was a Powerball winner was back in November.
Okay, this next buzz story, it is for a select group of people. Snake lovers. A reptile commonly feared and even thought of by some as evil apparently gets its own day. It is National Serpent Day. The day was started to help people overcome their fear of snakes, apparently, or at least understand and appreciate them.
Now, over the years, snakes have been used as a symbol of good, of medicine, of fertility. There are more than 3,000 species on Earth. Only a fraction are venomous. Most are known to be shy. Snake venom has been used to treat many ailments, including pain, high blood pressure, strokes, heart disease, and even cancer. So let's appreciate our friend the snake.
I got a toy one at home. My kids, it's battery powered. Makes my heart jump. We'll be right back.
You know, for 3 days in a row, we've, for the most part, been in the 30s. Hardly even warming up at all. Temperatures is holding steady. Finally, tomorrow, we're 40s, 47. And then by Friday, we're close to 60. Saturday, we'll get into the 60s. And Sunday and Monday, we're into the 70s. So that's a nice temperature trend that's headed our way. And it'll come with a good amount of sunshine as well. Morning fog on Friday, but otherwise, complete sunshine Friday through the weekend.
We're on the way up. Thanks for watching.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.